After our time in Seyda, we head to Balmora, our second stop in Morrowind. While we're here, we're going to introduce ourselves to the 4 major factions within the city. The Fighters Guild, Mages Guild, the Thieves Guild, and lastly, the Blades. As it turns out, Caius Cosades, our point of contact in Balmora, whom we need to deliver a package to, is part of the Blades. And if you don't know who the Blades are, they are the Emperor's eyes and ears, a secret organization meant to protect the Empire from its enemies. When talking to Caius, he says we are to join the Blades, and for our first quest, to head to the Fighters Guild and speak to a man named Hasfat Antibolus. We are to get information regarding an individual named Neverine, and research what was the 6th house in Morrowind. Once we get to the Fighters Guild, Hasfat tells us that in order to get the information that we seek, we are to fetch a puzzle box from an ancient Dwemer ruin. Awesome, great. We got our first real quest, ready to do some action in Morrowind. Except one small problem. I cannot do the main quest to save my life. I mean, who really starts doing the main quest right out of the bat? So we're just gonna leave this for now and come back to it later. Since we're already here at the Fighters Guild, we're gonna accept a job to help them out at a local mine dealing with some poachers. Which, when first hearing about this, I'm like, why would anyone poach chicken eggs? Like, can't you just go down to the farmer's market and just buy some for $1.50 or something? But then after seeing the eggs, we're talking about some thick ass eggs. And so we head off to the mine to find these poachers. Now, warning alert, if you're a person that hates insect-like creatures, I suggest skipping ahead because when I first entered this mine, I got the heebie-jeebies. Inside the mine, there are these things called quamas, which are basically overglorified ants. Even though the workers are passive, the warriors, not so much. Die, you worm! Traveling further into the mine, we come across the Quama Queen, who is a beast. But luckily, she's just minding her own business, laying eggs and the sort. Going deeper into the mine, we end up finding the poachers. And since this is a cave, how are you going to poach eggs when there's only one entrance to the mine going in or out? You're basically asking to get caught. Like, what are you doing? Anyways, after we bring the poachers to justice, we head back to Balmora to turn in the quest. The next quest we're going to do for the Fighters Guild is to go and hunt some Telvanni agents that have been causing some trouble at the local Caldera mining company. Short and simple. We head to the Mages Guild to teleport to Caldera, and then we start the hike up to the mine. Now, I'm not gonna lie, when I first heard about the Telvanni agents, I thought it was gonna be like an Italian mob family, you know, that is in Morrowind. Hey, it's the Telvanni family! Easy enough. The agents are right outside the Caldera mine. So let's get to work.
There is no escape!
So again, I'm not sure why the criminals of Morrowind like to do this, right? But it seems like it's a habit of theirs to make their base right outside the place that they're committing the crime. Maybe Morrowind people are built different. I'm not sure. After we're done dealing with the agents, right, let's go pawn off their stuff for some sweet, sweet cash. You know, we always need that money here in Morrowind. And then, since we're already here on Caldera, let's do some exploring, because why not? Traveling out of Caldera, our first major event is meeting a man named Halormar, who, upon first glance, it's never a good sign to see someone naked right outside of a big city. Turns out he was robbed by a witch. And so the last location that Halormar was able to give us was that the person was roaming around somewhere in the hills or the mountains that are nearby. And so what do? We go exploring. We go up this mountain and see if we find anyone that looks like a witch, I suppose. Looking around the nearby hilly area, we do indeed find a person that looks like a witch that goes by the name of Sosia. Speaking to her reveals that Halormar may have been getting a little bit too close to her during their travels together. And so she offers to return Halormar's goods back at the Mages Guild, which doesn't really sit well with Halormar. And so this causes us to make a choice. Help Sosia or help Halormar? Which, I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of afraid that this would damage my reputation with the Mages Guild, and so what I did instead was I went to help Sosia. And so siding with Sosia did not sit well with Halormar at all. And so because of that, he decides that we're gonna have to throw down.
I will bathe in your blood.
And I gotta say, fighting this dude was like, the dude's built like a tank. Like, he does not care one bit that you are swinging a sword at him whatsoever, and he's just going at it like a boxer in a ring. It's just, it's insane. After some effort and maybe drinking some potions in the middle of the fight, you know, we get the job done. And then because we helped Socia, well, I mean, she gives us a few potions and, you know, asked us to, well, if we see her again, to potentially stop by and say hi. So there we go. The next quest we're gonna do is help this woman right here find her way to Gnarmok, a small coastal village. The reason why this quest is so cool is because for anyone who has played Morrowind before, knows that this woman has the boots of blinding speed. Escorting this person is relatively easy. Straight to the town and we're done. In our hands, we finally have the boots of blinding speed. However, we have the boots of blinding speed. Yeah, we're running right now. Anyways, seeing how we're at the remote village of Gnarmok, we might as well ask around to see if there's anything else for us to do. Ask around the village, it seems like the villagers have been having trouble with a local bull netch, which, in case you don't know what that is, I gotta say, it's one of the most terrifying things in this game. Out of all the monsters in Morrowind, the bull netch has gotta be, like, ranked top for just intimidation factor alone. It's just like a gigantic blob that just sits in the air, looking all menacingly at you. It's just, it looks creepy, right? It's just, it doesn't even have a face. It's just there, telepathically seeing everything and just waiting for its next prey to just, you know, eat, or I don't even know if these things are carnivorous or something. Right? And so we decided to help out the villagers, right? In an effort to make the villagers a little bit more safer, you know? But at least this one that's plaguing the town, it's looking for a fight. It's putting up its gloves. I'm not sure what was happening when I'm trying to fight this bull netch, but it's got some plot armor. I'm not even sure what is happening here. I tried attacking its tentacles. I tried attacking its like main body, but to no avail. I can't even hit the thing. Like it's unbelievable. I even tried having the local guards of the village aggro it and try to attack it too, but they're just flailing around in the air with their swords. And so the only way that I was able to attack this bull netch, which has been chasing me throughout the village, is to enter a nearby building that has a second floor. And on that second floor, I had to jump on furniture on the balcony, and then and only then was I able to attack the bull netch and finally kill it and get rid of it from the village. After reaping the benefits of exploring a little bit, we head back to Balmora, where we turn in the quest to the Fighters Guild for dealing with the telepony agents. While we're here, we pick up another quest, which is to get a code book from a person named Satil,
well met,
who, coincidentally, is also part of the Thieves Guild. This is where another charm of Morrowind comes out. You see, out of all the factions and guilds they're able to join and progress with in Morrowind, right, there comes a time when there are conflict between these factions. And so in this case, we're doing work for the Fighters Guild. However, the questline will proceed us into interfering with the Thieves Guild, into asking Saltild if we can have that code book. And so we gotta make a choice. Thieves Guild or Fighters Guild. Just kidding. We're gonna abuse the game so we don't have to make that choice. As it turns out, there's an element in Morrowind that even I was unaware of. And that is, if you piss someone off enough, they may take actions into their own hands. And if they do, you may or may not be able to claim self-defense.
give in. You're dead already.
Well, at least we got the code book. And so that wraps up day 2 in Morrowind. We had a productive day and completed a ton of side quests. Thanks for watching.